Hello everybody and welcome back to another installation of And She Rants. I'm going to start this video by saying sorry Yolanda, I'm wearing your shirt. You left it in my suitcase. I'm wearing it on TV. I took your shirt. Anyway, moving on. I'm back for another rant, and today I'm talking about something that's incredibly important, and that is know yourself, know your worth. Is that a Drake song? Anyway. Today we're talking about knowing yourself and knowing your worth, but not just in the context of, self-love and all of that good stuff. I'm actually talking about it in the context of your career and your professional development. Do you know yourself? Can you sell yourself as an employee, both looking for new opportunities within your org and outside of them? Something I've realized, and I'm actually guilty of this, is that a lot of people, they don't really know what they bring to the table, and they think of themselves as expendable. I think when I first started off my career in tech, I was like, I'm just happy to be here. Somebody gave me an opportunity. That gratitude has not gone away, but the understanding of my value has changed. I think I had a conversation with one of my mentors, and he was essentially telling me that, yes, while people, are employees of a company, it's actually really expensive to find new people. Finding and hiring talented people who will just pick up the ball running and get going and understand the product, all of that takes time. Time is expensive, particularly when you're working at an innovative company. Even if you don't understand your value yet, which you will at the end of this video, it is expensive to find new people, so you should at least rest assured. So as I realized that about, I'm not really expendable and I actually do a lot, I realized also that I don't exactly know how to talk about, myself. You think about relationships and people are like, do you know yourself? And can you understand the things that you like and that you dislike and that you need in a relationship? And all that's well and good. And honestly, check yourself on that. Do you know? But I think there's another important part about your career and your development. Do you know yourself? And do you know your values as an employee? And do you understand the impact that you make? Are you aware of what you bring to the table in all areas of your life? You should know that. So today we're just going to walk through a few pieces of advice that I have about knowing yourself and knowing your worth as someone who is developing their career and as an employee. The first thing that you should do to know yourself and understand your worth is write down your values. Write down your values. Honestly, a lot of these are personal and professional exercises. You gotta do it in your personal life too. Okay, write down your values. What do you need? What matters to you? What are your morals? But this was actually a suggestion that I got from one of my mentors. Mentors, okay? How many times have I said mentors in my videos? I said mentors. Get yourself a mentor because you need one. But my mentor essentially told me, he was like, do you know what you value in a company? Do you know what you value? And I'm like, was essentially what I was thinking. But honestly, I ended up thinking about that a lot and going through an exercise of writing down, these are my values as they relate to working at a company. It was kind of hard at first. I did some research. I was Googling. I was looking at company values and understanding what matters to me. But I essentially got to the point where I was like, okay, I value autonomy, and I value family. And you don't even think that family matters to understanding work values, but it's that relates to my personal time and being able to have a work-life balance and go home, and family not just being my immediate family, but the family that I've built here in LA, and just little things like that. And that helped me to understand how I relate to my company values and also how I relate to the job that I do. And it helped me be a really productive worker because I realized, these are when your values are aligned with your company's, that is really positive. And also, even if they're not, you understand what areas are important to you and what you need to work on. I actually ended up sharing those with my team. You may not want to do those if your values are wild. Let somebody see them first. What do you value personally and professionally, and how does that relate to the work that you're doing every day? So that's knowing yourself, is knowing your values. The second thing that I recommend for every person to know yourself and know your work as someone who's developing their career and who is an employee is you need to practice articulating your impact. I was working through what I do, and someone was like, do you even understand what you bring to the table and all that you've contributed and blah, 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 all this stuff. And I was getting hype. I was like, thank you for hyping me. But essentially I was like, honestly, I know what I do, but I haven't really thought about the impact that it makes. And when you are working professionally, especially in tech, but honestly in every industry, your tasks are not what matter. Your impact is what matters. Your impact is what matters. You know that, I know that, we all know that. So if you know that, why have you not practiced articulating what that impact is? Would you be able to go into a room right now with your manager and say what it is? Or with someone who is a senior executive in your org and say what it is? Or to someone who's trying to understand the kind of work that you do and learn about tech or learn about your industry or learn about your job? Could you articulate the impact that you have? No? You gots to. You gots to. I had a mentor who told me, like, you should always be able to articulate why you would deserve to stay or move forward in your career. Stay at your company or even move forward in your career. So essentially my tip for you is write a self-promotion. It could be 2 paragraphs. It could be 2 pages. That's excessive, but it's all for you. You'll be able to digest that later. But practice writing down exactly what you do and the impact that it has. Don't just talk about, oh, I do this and, you know, I ship Android, which is essentially what I do on my job. I ship Android. That's like the basic, like, oh, that's what it is. But understand how to map that to the business priorities, not just of your team, but of your org and of the company. If you work in engineering and you understand what your org's OKRs are, you should be able to map the impact of what you do to that. That's how you understand impact, and you're able to articulate that to people who matter, who are asking you, what value do you contribute? You're like, actually, you said you wanted to do this year, and I do X, Y, Z, and that's actually directly contributing to our ability to be able to blah, blah, blah. You should be able to do that. So practice articulating your impact. Another thing that you should do to know yourself and know your worth as someone who is growing their career and an employee is write down all of the things that you do that contribute to your professional development outside of your job. It's not just the work I do every day that contributes to my growth. It's also the opportunities that I have to speak and teach other people, because ultimately that helps me know how to, you know, gauge an audience and speak in front of an audience and create material to share and present, and that helps me in learning how to present. Opportunities that helps with my public speaking. It gives me opportunities to helping other people work their resumes. It gives me opportunities to, you know, be critical and even think about my own resume and things that I should be tweaking and turning. We take classes, we learn new languages, we spend time, you know, just developing ourselves, and we don't realize how much they matter because we're not necessarily saying, I did this at work. You should know exactly all of the things that you're doing, and you should understand how they are contributing to your professional growth. So what I do is that I have a Word document. I did this recently, a Google Doc, and I just, every time I go somewhere, I write it down, I include the link. If I write an article that's contributing to another company or something, if I get an opportunity, a scholarship, or someone sends me somewhere, if I have a speaking engagement, all those things, I'm writing them down, I'm linking things, I'm writing a brief 1 to 2 sentences about what it was, because when the time comes, I want to be able to articulate, these are all the things I've done, and this is the impact that it's had, and this is how it's made me grow professionally. So, boop. So make sure that you're keeping tabs on what you're doing to help yourself grow professionally outside of your job. The last thing that I'll say about knowing your worth and understanding who you are is you need to keep your resume updated. How many times has somebody told you that? Keep your resume updated. I've had a really, really hard time doing this one thing that is actually really simple. And that's because, you know, laziness is a disease that just, it plagues many of us. You have no idea who you're gonna meet and when you're gonna meet them. You have no idea when the next opportunity is gonna knock on your door. And more times than not, those opportunities, ask for a resume. Ask for a resume. And you'll turn around, look at you and say, and I don't have one. I don't have it. You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't be saying that. You should have your resume. You should have it ready. It should be updated. It should be ready to share with whoever is interested in understanding what you do, and knowing what you've most recently worked on. You never know. Like, you may have something on your resume from your current job, and as your projects grow and your impact grows, what you put underneath that specific job description is going to change. But you should have multiple versions, and you should be updating it as soon as you can. Because that way you're also keeping track of the impactful projects that people care about and that opportunities will come from. Those are my tips for knowing yourself and understanding your worth as an employee and as someone who is developing their career. This is incredibly important for you to know. You have so much value that you're adding to wherever you are, and you need to make sure that you are remembering what that is and you are letting people know what that is. Let's see what opportunities come from us knowing who we are. If you like the content that I'm creating, please like, comment, subscribe, interact with me. I want to talk to you about what I'm writing. I want to hear if you agree or if you disagree. And I want to continue to engage with you. If you have any questions, DM me on Instagram, send me a message at my email, angiecoz@gmail.com. There's more to come. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. If you're watching this video and you're thinking, I'm confused, her hair is short, I mean, it's really cute. Yes, it is. Thank you so much. Now it's short, tomorrow it's long. What's going on? The answer is that I'm a black girl and we are magic.